I decided to take a spontaneous trip out to the desert for the night. I just felt like sleeping out under the night sky in the desert, so I'm here in Anza Borrego. I just parked my car in the campground where I'm planning on staying, and I was surprised to find that I was the only one there. I was trying to book some other campgrounds around here and everything was full. So I'm assuming it's because it was about 102 degrees as I was driving in here around 2 or 3 p.m. So it's pretty hot, but I'm hoping it'll cool down tonight enough that I can have a fire, because I still have some wood in the trunk of my car that I've been waiting to have a fire with. Anyway, I'm here hiking to some palm oases. I think there's one over there. I don't know the name of this trail, but it's a hike through a canyon, about a 3-mile loop, and it takes you to some palm tree oases. So far, it's lovely. I love having the desert all to myself. So it looks like I made it to the palm oasis here. It's a bunch of palm trees that just kind of spring up randomly in the desert. It's kind of cool how there's just these pockets of moisture in the desert where palm trees will grow. And that's what makes these palm oases. And they're fun to explore. Well, I made it back to the campground and back to my car. I still have the whole campground to myself, and I think it's time to set up camp. Welcome to my campsite. It looks like somebody threw pieces of a dresser into these fire pits. I noticed that the next 2 fire pits also have pieces. Why someone thinks they can dispose of furniture out here is wild. Don't do this. Yeah. I always bring my bear box, even if I'm camping in the desert, just because it keeps everything out. The last time I was here, a critter gnawed through my bag and got to my oatmeal, so I just like carrying my bear box every time I go on a camping trip, just for organization and protection. My pack is the EULA Circuit. I use this on the JMT and on pretty much every backpacking trip I've gone on. I love this pack so much. And on the outside of my pack, I usually attach my pee cloth or the Kula cloth, which is great for, going to the bathroom on the go. I'll have my water bottle and my water filter, a bandana to wipe away any sweat and whatnot. I have this solar powered lamp for the campsite at night, and in these side pockets I'll usually carry snacks or my headlamp or bug spray, my trowel. I got my trowel in here, or sometimes my portable. I have a Anchor 20,000 power bank. That's my portable charger, and I'll carry that in here as well. I use a dry stuff sack for my clothes and first aid kit. Sometimes I'll use this as my pillow at night if I have extra clothes to stuff it with. And I use a ground tarp I just got this cheap one from REI. I like it because it helps keep my tent clean, and it's big enough that it gives me like a mud room space, big enough to fit a yoga mat if I wanted to put a yoga mat down, and just kind of keeps my stuff and my tent clean. As for my tent, I use the North Face Stormbreak one-person tent. I've been using this for a while as well. I love it. It's lightweight and small enough. Perfect tent for me, honestly. Just big enough for one person. I usually won't even use the rain cover. Typically, if I'm camping in the desert, it'll be pretty hot and nice at night, no chance of rain. So feeling the breeze when I sleep or being able to see the moon is pretty nice. So next I have my sleeping pad, which is the climate insulated static sheet. Now we got my sleeping pad. It's the climate insulated static V. It's pretty good in cold weather, but I just like it because it lifts me off the ground. Up next I have my sleeping bag, which is the Kelty Cosmic Down 20 degree. I will probably not need to sleep in this tonight since I'm in the desert and it's pretty hot. But this has been great for me. I used it on all my other trips, the JMT and the Sierras. It was great. And I also use an inflatable pillow. Sometimes I'll use my clothing bag. Other times I'll use this Cocoon inflatable pillow. And I kind of wedge it up into the hood of my sleeping bag. I also wanted to mention that I traded out the stakes that came with my tent for these MSR groundhogs. I have this bigger size and a smaller size. They're just lighter weight than the stakes that come with it, especially if you're backpacking on a longer trail. Welcome to my crib. And that's pretty much it for all of my camping gear.
One of my favorite things to do when I'm camping solo is to do yoga at sunset. I'll start before the sun goes down and keep going until it gets dark. Then I'll cook myself some dinner and sit by the campfire and watch the stars and the moon come out at night before going to bed, enjoying the peace and quiet of nature.
Good morning. It is about 6:15. I slept pretty well. It was a pretty warm night, so I didn't get into my sleeping bag. I just stayed on top. There was a lot of wind last night, like random gusts of wind would shake my tent and wake me up. But the breeze felt pretty cool with keeping my rain cover off. I was able to feel that breeze, and I laid outside my tent for a while, just staring up at the stars, watching the shooting stars, and it was a lovely evening. I woke up and the sun was already starting to rise. Usually I wake up before the sunrise when I'm camping, but today I guess I was extra tired, so I woke up and the sun was already starting to rise. I've got no rush, just here enjoying the desert, enjoying the quiet, the breeze. It is like perfect right now. Glorious, glorious, glorious.
So, let's talk about my cook system. The first cook system I ever used was just a pocket rocket. I got this Stanley, I think it's 700 milliliter cup. I think they sell them at Walmart. It came with these 2 camp cups, which are pretty lightweight, pretty nice, and it fits the 2 cups and the little pocket rocket. I think I just ordered this one on Amazon. Basically, here's your little burner. You'd attach this to the top of a fuel canister and boil your water on top of there. I recently upgraded my cook system to the jet boil. Even though this was more expensive, it does boil your water a lot faster. It's a little bit more organized and saves some space, and it's a little more conservative of your fuel. So what I like about this one is it fits the fuel can. Here is the actual stove part, and a little cup on the bottom. It holds your spoon over here, and it has this protective cover so you don't burn your hands. Yeah, I just like it a little bit better. So let's make some coffee. For my coffee recently, I've been using just this Starbucks dark roast instant coffee. I've heard that the Trader Joe's instant coffee is pretty good, so I want to try that next. But here are some ways that you can spice up your coffee, make it a little bit more exciting. I usually drink my coffee with milk, and I was able to find this vegan powdered coconut milk coffee creamer. So this is one way that you can add a little flavor to your coffee. I also really like to add some hot cocoa or some kind of chocolate to my coffee. So I have this superfood creamer that has a little bit of extra, nutrients in here if that's what you're looking for. Or you can add just a hot cocoa mix like this one from Starbucks. The double chocolate is vegan.